Good morning, Positive Impact Club. I am super pumped that you are here with me today, and I am hopeful that you will not only stick with us down this road of continuous improvement, but that you also take less than 1 minute each day to help spread the word of this passion project that Todd and I have created with at least one friend. These morning huddle videos, they'll always be free, and as a Positive Impact Club member, you realize by now that we don't constantly blast you with emails and nonstop ads and different offers. It's simply not our style. We don't do it, and we never will. So today I want to talk to you about stuff. And by stuff, I mean the materialistic stuff which we buy but we really don't need. However, we create an emotional attachment to stuff, and we justify our decision to buy stuff we don't really need by convincing ourselves that we deserve certain things because we work hard and maybe we've accomplished some goals. Now, the most common example here are cars. Do you remember how excited you were the first time you bought a new car or a car that you really wanted for a long time? Remember that new car smell, the way it accelerated and handled. You washed it and waxed it and parked it like 100 feet away from every other car in the lot. And before you walked away from it, you paused and you gave it a long look of admiration. That car actually did bring you joy and a certain level of happiness. Well, it did when you first bought it, and maybe even for the 2 or 3 months that followed. But then what happened next? Well, about a year later, it was just a car, and 2 years later, it started needing some maintenance. And then 3 years after you bought it, when you were initially so excited about this car, you started thinking about other cars and how you missed that new car excitement. So what happened there? Well, what happened is what always happens when we chase stuff and we buy things. The initial excitement wears off because you were never truly fulfilled by the stuff or the things, or in this case, the car. In fact, you actually tricked yourself into thinking this is what you needed to do to be happy and feel successful. But the reality is this: without passion and purpose, the initial excitement from stuff fades away and it will leave you unfulfilled. The stuff that is new today will soon become old. Now, I've been fortunate because prior to the age of 40, I've learned this lesson from personal experience. After I got out of college, I did what I thought I was supposed to do. I chased money, and I found it. By the age of 30, I was earning more in a single month than my father ever made in an entire year. So then what happened? Well, what happened was we went out and bought an expensive home, and we had expensive clothes and expensive cars, and we took fancy trips. And then in my early 30s, I lost it all. I actually lost even more than all of it, because not only did I have no money in my bank account, but I had close to 6 figures in credit card debt. So from there, we lived in a small house, drove old cars, and took 0 vacations. Now, today, I have money again, but this time around, I don't spend it on stuff. Today, I spend my money to help others and place the needs of others ahead of my own. I do this because I have identified my passion and purpose in my life, which is to elevate and improve the lives of everybody else who I encounter. I live my life today the way I want to be remembered long after I'm gone. Now, I use my example on a small level as I spend time reading and listening to some of the wealthiest, most successful people on the planet. Their messages are the same. You see, when you live in a mansion, you still sleep in the same size bed. And when you step out of that bed, you still have to do something with your day. The house isn't going to do it for you. And maybe you drive a Lamborghini, and that's certainly fun, and it certainly looks cool. But when you park it and you get out of it, you still have to go to work. That car isn't going to do it for you. And when I look back to my first days as a business owner, I reflect on the 2001 Honda Civic that I drove. It was a base model, no power seats, no cruise control, and you literally had to roll the windows down by hand. And in many ways, I wish I had that car back because it did what it was designed to do for me. It got me from point A to point B. And today I realized that the car itself never defined me or who I was or where I was, nor will I allow any car or any stuff that money can buy define me in the future. The only thing that matters is the person who steps out of that car or out of that house. As long as that person knows what their purpose and passion is in life, everything else is simply window dressing. So my challenge to you today is this: identify your purpose and your passion, because the things on that list will never get old.